Life doesn't change for us, we change our lives. And those changes don't happen in the future, they happen right now, in the present moment, through the choices we make and the actions we take today. I want you to understand something fundamental. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day, while failure is simply a few errors in judgment repeated every day. It's the accumulative weight of our disciplines and our judgments that leads us either to fortune or to disaster. The beautiful thing about this is that every day, every hour, every minute, you get to choose. You get to choose your disciplines or your errors. You get to choose what you'll do with this day, this hour, this minute. And those choices compounded over time create your future. I want to share a story with you. When I was a young man, I met my mentor, Mr. Schoaf. I was 25 years old, making a living, but not making a fortune. I was getting by, but not getting ahead. And Mr. Schoaf said something to me that changed everything. He said, Jim, if you want your life to change, you have to change. If you want things to get better, you have to get better. The only way things will change for you is when you change. That hit me like a ton of bricks. I had been waiting for something to happen, waiting for my circumstances to improve. But Mr. Schoaf taught me that I was the key to my own future. Not the economy, not the government, not my boss, not my circumstances, me. And what I chose to do today. Now let me share with you a few key principles about how your future is created by what you do today. First, understand that today matters. We often dismiss today because it seems so small in the grand scheme of things. What's one day out of a lifetime? But here's what I want you to realize. Your life is simply a collection of days. String enough good days together and you have a good life. It's that simple. Most people don't realize the value of each day. They throw away days like they have an endless supply. But you don't. Your supply of days is limited, and once a day is gone, it's gone forever. So the question becomes, what are you doing with today? Second, small disciplines add up to big results. Success is not achieved in giant leaps, it's achieved in small steps taken consistently over time. It's the little things you do day after day that create massive change. Let me give you an example. If you save just $3 a day, that's the cost of a fancy coffee, and invest it at 10% interest, after 40 years you'll have over $300,000. From $3 a day. It's not the amount that matters, it's the discipline of doing it every day that creates wealth. The same principle applies to your health. You won't transform your body with one workout or one healthy meal. But what happens when you exercise for 30 minutes every day for a year? What happens when you choose healthy foods consistently? Small, daily disciplines create remarkable results. Third, what you do today sets in motion the law of sowing and reaping. This is one of the most powerful laws in the universe, and it's working in your life whether you understand it or not. Whatever you plant today, you will harvest in the future. If you plant tomato seeds, you won't get cucumbers. If you plant apple seeds, you won't get oranges. And if you plant the seeds of laziness, procrastination, and excuse-making today, you won't reap a harvest of success, achievement, and prosperity tomorrow. The seeds you plant today determine the harvest you'll reap tomorrow. So let me ask you, what seeds are you planting today? Are you planting seeds of discipline, hard work, learning, and positive relationships? Or are you planting seeds of laziness, ignorance, negative thinking, and blame? Fourth, today is where your philosophy is tested. It's easy to talk about success, to read books about it, to attend seminars about it. But your philosophy isn't real until it's tested in the crucible of daily living. Today is where your philosophy meets reality. Do you believe in hard work? Today will test that belief when you feel tired and want to quit. Do you believe in personal responsibility? Today will test that belief when something goes wrong and you're tempted to blame someone else. Do you believe in continuous learning? Today will test that belief when you have a choice between reading a book or watching mindless television. Your philosophy is not what you say, it's what you do. And what you do happens today, not tomorrow. Fifth, today is where habits are formed. We are all creatures of habit, and those habits shape our destinies. The habits you practice today, good or bad, are creating grooves in your life that will either carry you to success or lead you to failure. The fascinating thing about habits is that they start as cobwebs and end as cables. At first they're easy to break, but each time you repeat a habit, it becomes stronger until eventually it controls you. The good news is that you can choose your habits. You can intentionally form habits today that will serve you well in the future. I want to be financially secure. Start the habit of saving and investing today. Want to be healthy? Start the habit of exercise and proper nutrition today. Want to have great relationships? Start the habit of giving, listening, and appreciating others today. Sixth, today is where character is built. Character isn't formed in a moment of crisis. It's formed in the dailiness of life. It's formed by the small decisions you make when no one is watching. Will you tell the truth even when a lie would be more convenient? Will you follow through on your commitments even when you don't feel like it? Will you do the right thing even when the wrong thing might benefit you in the short term? These character decisions happen today, not someday in the future. And the character you build today will determine the opportunities available to you tomorrow. People of character attract opportunities that people of questionable character never see. Seventh, today is where you demonstrate your priorities. Everyone says they have priorities, family, health, personal growth, but your true priorities are revealed by how you spend your time and resources today. If you say your family is a priority but consistently work late and miss important events, what's really your priority? If you say your health is a priority but consistently choose fast food and skip exercise, what's really your priority? If you say personal growth is a priority but never make time to read, learn, or develop new skills, what's really your priority? Your actions today speak louder than your words about tomorrow. Your calendar and your bank statement will tell you what your real priorities are. Now, let me share something with you that might be uncomfortable, but is absolutely true. Successful people do what unsuccessful people are unwilling to do. They make the calls, have the conversations, do the work, make the sacrifices, and take the risks today that others postpone until tomorrow. And here's another truth. The pain of discipline weighs ounces, but the pain of regret weighs tons. The small discomfort you feel from disciplining yourself today is nothing compared to the massive regret you'll feel years from now if you don't. I remember talking to a gentleman who was 57 years old. He said, "Jim, I'm so disappointed in myself. I've wasted so much time. If I had started saving and investing when I was in my 20s like you suggested, I could be financially independent today. But I kept putting it off, thinking I had plenty of time, and now I'm starting almost from scratch." The pain in his voice was palpable. Don't let that be you. Don't let the you of tomorrow regret the choices of the you of today. Let's talk about another key principle. The future comes one day at a time. You can't build your future in the future. You can only build it in the present. Day by day, choice by choice, action by action. Think of it this way. Your future is like a building, and each day is a brick. Some people throw away their bricks or use them haphazardly, creating structures that are unstable and ultimately collapse. Others use each brick intentionally, carefully placing it where it can add the most value to their structure. Over time, these small daily decisions create either magnificent buildings or crumbling shacks. What kind of structure are you building with your days? Now, I want to address something important. What if you've been making poor choices? What if you've wasted days, months, or even years? What if your current trajectory isn't taking you where you want to go? Here's the good news. Today is a new day. You can start fresh right now. You don't have to continue on the same path just because you've been on it for a while. You can choose a new path today. This is what I call the miracle of personal development. No matter where you are or what you've done in the past, you can begin creating a new future right now by changing what you do today. Let me share another story. I met a gentleman once who had been an alcoholic for 15 years. His addiction had cost him his family's career, nearly his life, but one day he made a decision. He decided that regardless of his past, he would create a new future by changing his today. One day at a time, he rebuilt his life. He got sober. He developed new skills. He repaired relationships where possible. He started a new career. And 10 years later, his life was unrecognizable from what it had been. Not because he changed his future directly. You can't do that. But because he changed his today, day after day after day. That's the power of today. No matter your past, you can create a new future by changing what you do right now. Let's talk about another critical aspect of how your future is created by what you do today, the power of compounding. Albert Einstein reportedly called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. And this principle applies to more than just money. It applies to knowledge, skills, relationships, and virtually every area of life. When you learn something new today, that knowledge becomes the foundation for what you'll learn tomorrow. When you practice a skill today, that practice makes tomorrow's practice more effective. When you invest in a relationship today, that investment yields returns that can be reinvested tomorrow. This compounding effect means that small, consistent actions taken today don't just add up over time, they multiply. The difference between someone who improves 1% per day and someone who declines 1% per day isn't 2%. After a year, it's a difference of nearly 38 times. This is why what you do today matters so much. Today's actions set in motion forces that will either compound to your benefit or your detriment. Now, there's an important distinction I want to make. There's a difference between activities and accomplishments. Many people confuse being busy with being productive. They fill their days with activities that don't move them meaningfully toward their goals. The question isn't just what are you doing today, but what are you accomplishing today? Are your activities aligned with your objectives? Are they taking you where you want to go? One of the most valuable exercises you can do is to ask yourself each morning, what are the few things I could accomplish today that would make the biggest difference in my future? Then focus your time and energy on those things. Remember, you don't need to do everything. You just need to do the right things. And you need to do them today, not tomorrow. Let's talk about another dimension of how your future is created by what you do today, the development of your mindset. Your mind is like a garden. The thoughts you plant and nurture today will grow and bear fruit in the future. If you plant thoughts of possibility, opportunity, and abundance today, you'll develop a mindset that sees possibilities, recognizes opportunities, and experiences abundance. If you plant thoughts of limitation, scarcity, and fear, that's the mindset you'll develop. What kind of thoughts are you planting in your mind today? Are you feeding your mind with quality books, conversations, and ideas? Or are you allowing it to be filled with negativity, complaints, and mindless distractions? The mindset you develop today will determine what you see and what you miss tomorrow. Two people can look at the exact same situation. One sees an insurmountable problem. The other sees an incredible opportunity. The difference isn't in what they're looking at. It's in how they've trained themselves to think. This is why I've always been such an advocate for reading good books, attending seminars, and surrounding yourself with positive influences. These aren't just pleasant activities. They're investments in your mindset that will pay dividends for years to come. Another crucial aspect of how your future is created by what you do today is the development of your identity, your sense of who you are and what you're capable of. Every time you make a promise to yourself and keep it, you strengthen your identity as someone who does what they say. Every time you face a challenge and push through it, you strengthen your identity as someone who perseveres. Every time you do something you thought you couldn't do, you expand your sense of what's possible for you. These identity-shaping experiences happen today, not someday in the future, and the identity you develop becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you see yourself as someone who always finds a way, you'll keep looking until you find a way. If you see yourself as someone who gives up when things get tough, you'll give up when things get tough. Your actions today are not just creating your external circumstances, they're creating you. Now, I want to address a common challenge, the gap between knowing and doing. Many people know what they should do, but they don't do what they know. Knowledge without action is like having a treasure map, but never going on the journey. Its potential unrealized. The difference between average results and exceptional results often isn't knowledge, it's action. It's doing what you know you should do, and you should do it whether you feel like it or not. And when do you need to take action? Today. Not when you feel more motivated. Not when conditions are perfect. Not when it's convenient today. This brings me to another important principle. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. Maybe you wish you had started saving earlier. Maybe you wish you had taken better care of your health. Maybe you wish you had pursued that dream when you first felt the call. You can't go back and change when you started, but you can change when you start. And that time is now, today. Don't let regret about yesterday steal the power of today. Use today wisely regardless of what happened yesterday. Let's discuss another dimension of how your future is created by what you do today, the power of decisions. Your life today is the result of the decisions you made in the past, and your life in the future will be the result of the decisions you make today. Some decisions are small and seem insignificant, while others are clearly life-changing. But even small decisions made consistently over time can have enormous consequences. The decision to smoke just one cigarette seems small, but made repeatedly, it can lead to addiction and disease. The decision to save just a little money seems small, but made consistently, it can lead to financial independence. The decision to be kind to your spouse just this once seems small, but made daily, it can lead to a lifetime of love and companionship. Every day you make hundreds of decisions, some conscious, many unconscious. These decisions are literally shaping your future. The question is, are you making them intentionally or by default? I encourage you to become more conscious of your decisions. Ask yourself, is this choice taking me toward my goals or away from them? Is this decision aligned with who I want to become? Now let's talk about something that stops many people from taking action today. Fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. These fears keep people stuck in place, postponing important actions until someday when they hope the fear will be gone. But here's the truth. The fear doesn't go away until you face it. And you can only face it today, not tomorrow. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's acting despite the fear. And every time you act despite your fear today, you build courage that will serve you tomorrow. I once spoke with a successful businessman who told me his secret to success was doing what others are afraid to do. He made the cold calls others avoided. He had the difficult conversations others postponed. He took the risk others were unwilling to take, not because he didn't feel fear, but because he didn't let his fear make his decisions. What fears are holding you back today? What important actions are you postponing because of those fears? Remember, the successful overcome their fears today. The unsuccessful are still waiting for their fears to go away. Let's discuss another dimension of how your future is created by what you do today, the quality of your questions. The questions you ask determine the answers you get, and the answers you get determine the actions you take. If you ask poor questions today, you'll get poor answers and take poor actions. If you ask quality questions today, you'll get quality answers and take quality actions. Instead of asking, why does this always happen to me? Ask, what can I learn from this? Instead of asking, who's to blame? Ask, what can I do differently next time? Instead of asking, why try? Ask, how can I make this work? The quality of your questions today determines the quality of your life tomorrow. Now, I want to address something I see all the time, the pursuit of events instead of processes. Many people are looking for the one big event that will change everything, the big investment, the big promotion, the big break. But success rarely comes from single events, it comes from consistent processes. It's not the one workout that gets you in shape, it's the workout routine. It's not the one business deal that makes you wealthy, it's the business system. It's not the one conversation that builds a great relationship, it's the pattern of communication. The future you want doesn't come from occasional heroic efforts. It comes from daily systems and processes that move you consistently in the right direction. And where do those systems and processes exist? Today, right now. What systems do you have in place today for your finances, your health, your relationships, your personal growth? Those systems are creating your future, whether you realize it or not. Let's talk about another aspect of how your future is created by what you do today, your environment. Your environment, the people, places, and things you surround yourself with has an enormous influence on your thoughts, decisions, and actions. If you're surrounded by negativity, mediocrity, and small thinking today, that environment is shaping your future. If you're surrounded by positivity, excellence, and big thinking today, that environment is shaping your future. Look around at your current environment. Is it moving you toward your goals or away from them? Are the people around you lifting you up or pulling you down? Is your physical space energizing you or draining you? Is your social media feed inspiring you or distracting you? You can begin changing your environment today. You can choose who you spend time with, what media you consume, what your physical space looks like. These environmental choices today will influence who you become tomorrow. Now let's talk about something that prevents many people from creating the future they want, the pursuit of perfection. Perfection is the enemy of progress. If you wait until conditions are perfect, until you feel completely ready, until you know exactly what to do, you'll wait forever. The successful understand that done is better than perfect, that starting imperfectly is better than waiting, that learning comes from doing. You don't have to get it perfect, you just have to get it going. And when do you need to get it going? Today. Not when everything lines up perfectly, not when you have it all figured out today. I've seen so many dreams die on the altar of perfection. Don't let that happen to your dreams. Start where you are with what you have, doing what you can today. Let's discuss another dimension of how your future is created by what you do today, the power of your word. When you make a commitment, do you keep it? When you say you'll do something, do you do it? The integrity of your word, whether you do what you say you'll do, determines your credibility with others and, more importantly, with yourself. Every time you make a promise and keep it, you build trust. Every time you make a promise and break it, you damage trust. And trust is the foundation of all meaningful relationships, including your relationship with yourself. If you consistently break promises to yourself, I'll start my diet tomorrow, I'll begin saving next month, I'll call the prospect next week, you begin to distrust yourself. You stop believing in your own word. And when you stop believing in your own word, you stop believing in your own potential. The commitments you make and keep today create credibility that will serve you tomorrow. The promises you break today create doubts that will plague you tomorrow. Be a person of your word, starting today. Let's talk about another powerful way your future is created by what you do today, the way you respond to challenges. Life will test you. You will face disappointments, setbacks, and failures. The question isn't whether these challenges will come. The question is how you'll respond when they do. Will you blame and complain, or will you take responsibility and learn? Will you give up, or will you persist? Will you shrink in fear, or will you grow in courage? These response choices happen today, not tomorrow. And the way you respond to challenges today establishes patterns that will determine how you respond to challenges in the future. I've known people who have faced devastating setbacks and used them as fuel to create extraordinary lives. I've also known people who have faced minor inconveniences and allowed them to derail their entire lives. The difference wasn't in what happened to them, it was in how they chose to respond. Choose today to respond to challenges with responsibility, persistence, and courage, and you'll develop resilience that will serve you for a lifetime. Now let's address a common misunderstanding about success. Many people believe that success is about never failing. But that's not true. Success isn't about never failing, it's about never quitting. It's about getting up one more time than you fall down. And where does that getting up happen? Today? Not tomorrow, not when you feel better, not when the pain subsides, today. Every time you fall down and get back up today, you build resilience that will help you get up faster tomorrow. Every time you face a failure and try again today, you build perseverance that will help you persist tomorrow. Every time you experience a setback and keep going today, you build determination that will drive you forward tomorrow. Let me share another story. I know a woman who lost everything in a bankruptcy. Her business failed, she lost her home, her marriage ended, everything fell apart. But she made a decision on her worst day. She decided that although she couldn't control what had happened to her, she could control how she responded. Day by day, she rebuilt her life. She started a new business. She repaired her finances. She created new relationships. And 10 years later, she was more successful than she had ever been before. Not because she never failed, but because she never quit. She got up and took action today, regardless of what happened yesterday. That's the secret. No matter what happens, get up and take action today. Let's talk about another aspect of how your future is created by what you do today, the power of gratitude. The attitude of gratitude is one of the most transformative forces in the world. When you choose to focus on what you have rather than what you lack, on what's going right rather than what's going wrong, you change your perspective and consequently your actions. Gratitude today creates abundance tomorrow. Complaint today creates scarcity tomorrow. The choice is yours, and you make it today, not someday in the future. I encourage you to start a daily practice of gratitude. Each morning or evening, identify 3 things you're grateful for. This simple practice done consistently will transform your mindset and as a result, your future. Now let's discuss something that prevents many people from creating the future they want, the comfort zone. Growth happens outside your comfort zone. Staying where you're comfortable today means staying where you are tomorrow. To create a different future, you need to do different things today, and different often means uncomfortable. The most successful people I know regularly do uncomfortable things. They have uncomfortable conversations. They tackle uncomfortable tasks. They learn uncomfortable skills, not because they enjoy discomfort, but because they understand that temporary discomfort today leads to permanent improvement tomorrow. What uncomfortable actions have you been avoiding? What conversations, tasks, or skills have you been postponing because they're outside your comfort zone? Those are precisely the things you need to do today if you want to create a different future. Let's talk about another dimension of how your future is created by what you do today, the focus of your attention. Where you place your attention determines what you see, what you feel, and ultimately what you do. If you focus on problems today, you'll see more problems tomorrow. If you focus on solutions today, you'll see more solutions tomorrow. If you focus on what's wrong today, you'll notice more wrong tomorrow. If you focus on what's right today, you'll notice more right tomorrow. This doesn't mean ignoring problems or challenges. It means focusing on what you can change rather than what you can't, on possibilities rather than limitations, on solutions rather than complaints. Your focus today creates your reality tomorrow. Choose it wisely. Let me share something else with you. The future belongs to those who can delay gratification. The ability to sacrifice today for reward tomorrow is one of the most reliable predictors of success. It's easy to do what feels good now. It's easy to spend rather than save, to indulge rather than discipline, to relax rather than work. But the easy choices today often lead to difficult consequences tomorrow, while the difficult choices today often lead to easy consequences tomorrow. When you choose the harder right over the easier wrong today, you create freedom and opportunity for yourself tomorrow. When you choose immediate gratification today, you create limitation and constraint for yourself tomorrow. The choice is always yours, and you make it today, not someday in the future. Now, I want to address another critical aspect of how your future is created by what you do today, your energy. Your physical, mental, and emotional energy is the fuel that powers your actions. Without sufficient energy, even the best plans fail. And how do you create energy? Through the choices you make today regarding your sleep, nutrition, exercise, stress management, and mindset. The energy you cultivate today determines what you can accomplish tomorrow. If you consistently deplete your energy today with poor choices, you'll have less capacity to create the future you want. If you consistently renew your energy today with good choices, you'll have more capacity to create the future you want. This is why self-care isn't selfish, it's strategic. It's not a luxury, it's a necessity. The way you care for yourself today determines what you can give to others and to your goals tomorrow. Let's talk about another dimension of how your future is created by what you do today, your associations. Jim Rohn, that's me, famously said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." The people you choose to associate with today have an enormous influence on who you become tomorrow. If you spend time with people who complain, blame, and make excuses, you'll likely develop those same habits. If you spend time with people who take responsibility, seek solutions, and pursue growth, you'll likely develop those habits instead. Look carefully at who you're spending time with today. Are they lifting you up or pulling you down? Are they challenging you to grow or encouraging you to stay comfortable? Are they expanding your thinking or limiting it? Choose your associations wisely today because they are shaping your tomorrow. Now, I want to talk about something that prevents many people from creating the future they want, waiting for permission. Too many people are waiting for someone to give them permission to pursue their dreams, to use their gifts, to create the life they want. They're waiting for a boss to recognize their talent, for family to support their vision, for society to validate their path. But here's the truth, the people who change the world don't wait for permission, they grant it to themselves. They decide what they want to create and they begin creating it today, not when someone else approves. You don't need anyone's permission to pursue excellence, to serve others, to create value, to build something meaningful. You just need to give yourself permission, and you can do that today. Let's discuss another aspect of how your future is created by what you do today, the power of clarity. Clarity about what you want creates focus that drives effective action. Without clarity today, your efforts tomorrow are scattered and diluted. With clarity today, your efforts tomorrow are concentrated and powerful. Take time today to get clear about what you want in your career, your relationships, your health, your finances, your spiritual life. What specific outcomes are you seeking? What kind of person do you want to become? What contribution do you want to make? This clarity today will guide your decisions and actions tomorrow, ensuring that you're moving consistently toward your goals rather than drifting aimlessly. Ladies and gentlemen, as we come to the close of our time together, I want to leave you with this thought. Your future is not some distant place you will someday arrive at. It's something you're creating right now with every thought, every decision, every action you take today. The small disciplines you practice today may seem insignificant in the moment, but compounded over time, they create remarkable results. The small errors you repeat today may seem harmless in the moment, but compounded over time, they create devastating consequences. Don't make the mistake of discounting today because it's just one day. Today is the only day you can actually use. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow hasn't arrived. Today is the day of decision, the day of action, the day of creation. So I challenge you to make today count, to use it wisely, fill it with disciplines rather than regrets, with actions rather than excuses, with growth rather than stagnation. Remember, your future isn't created by some mystical force beyond your control. It's created by you, choice by choice, action by action, day by day. And it all begins with what you choose to do today. Thank you for your time and attention. Now go make today the first day of the future you desire.